Advertising your business with GCN is simple, effective, and more affordable than you might think. Visit advertise.gcnlive.com for more info.
This is hour number 2. Coming to you live, this is Lock and Load.
Come and see me. Can't you see me?
And this portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision. For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price. Check them out at aeroprecisionusa.com because it's Thursday and it's been a while since we've been orbiting around this planet. Let's take a trip down to the surface of planet Rick. And this is Planet Rick with Rick Ector. Master of urban armed self-defense. That is whom Mr. Ector is. Good morning or good evening, sir. I'm still on Las Vegas time. What's up?
Hey, man, glad to get you, man. Glad to be back on the show. You know what? I've been living vicariously through your exploits the last couple of weeks, man. Yeah. And I trust that you had a great time down at SHOT.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Have you ever been to SHOT Show?
I have never gone to SHOT. It's on my bucket list, man. Okay. And you know what? I haven't even gone to SHOT, and now there's another conference that's brand new that's starting this year. You can never keep up, man.
In Florida, yeah. I saw that you're going. There's a lot of people I know going to it. I'm not going to it. But if you ever go to SHOT Show, right, take a hazmat suit or hit the airborne for like days and days and days and weeks and do it while you're there. I mean, I came away, the first guy that lined up in front of me, and I'll say this to anybody, was Dr. John Lott. And Dr. John Lott was, right, I mean, he was deathly ill. And I was going to, I'm going to interview John Lott. I don't care what he has. And then when he gave it to me, I don't care. I'd still do it again. I'd do it again. So.
Right. So you think you talked the bug from Mr. Lott, Dr. Lott, huh?
I have no idea. I rode on 4 airplanes down there, 2 connecting flights, 2 long flights. You're around 70,000 people who came with who knows what, doing who knows what. I don't know.
Well, man, with all that talk going around that other virus, the coronavirus, was wreaking, havoc all over the world, and people were thinking that it came here, and then you're coming down with this mysterious helmet at SHOT Show, man. For a minute, I was thinking to myself, you might have had the coronavirus, man.
I think I had the flu. I went to the doctor. They did the flu test. I had the flu. I mean, when you look at viruses like this, I think we lose 80,000 people a year to just regular old flu. Coronavirus isn't going to kill that many people this year. It's not going to kill that many people at all. So, there's not a lot of people dying from coronavirus. This is another hyped up thing. That's a whole other subject. We could just take that down. We could just go down that path if you wanted to. What would you like to discuss today?
Well, man, I have my instructor cap on today, and as I'm looking at the topics that I know eventually I want to touch on, there was one training topic we have not discussed yet, man. And as an avid shooter, I follow your exploits on YouTube and, other social media channels, man.
Right.
You are a shooter and you're trying out different gear. Well, first and foremost, let your listeners know what is dry fire, what's the purpose, and how often do you, again, I love putting you on the spot. How often do you do it?
Dry fire is taking your weapon and making sure it's completely empty and safe and has no rounds in it. And then, if in the case of a semi-automatic pistol, you're going to run the slide back and put the gun into what would technically be referred to as battery, where now the trigger is active, and if you pull it, it's going to activate the firing pin, and it's going to plunge forward. And the reason for doing that is to instill muscle memory in that hand, in that finger, as to what pulling the trigger should feel like, which, according to Steve Fisher, it's a touch, press, roll. And doing that constantly, touch, press, roll, touch, press, roll. I'm sure you do some variation of that as well. Doing that constantly means that it becomes almost a second nature to you, because the first thing that's going to happen in a self-defense incident is all of those conscious thoughts that you have of, okay, touch, press, roll. That's going out the window. And it's going to be your muscle memory to just make that happen.
Man, well done.
Thank you.
Well done. So I take it you exercise some variation in dry fire practicing your regular routine with all the gear that you're, out there testing out and publishing for us on YouTube.
Well, I have to, because one, I like to shoot fast, and the faster I shoot, the happier I get, and the happier I get, the more garbage my technique becomes. And then I'm filming in slow motion, where you can see in beautiful high frame rate slow motion how garbage my technique is. So just to try to maintain appearances, and plus to in the constant look of trying to figure out how to overcome certain things, I am constantly, because I primarily carry two kinds of triggers, either the striker fire trigger or the single action trigger.
And see, the thing that I really like about dry fire practice, man, is that it doesn't cost you it doesn't have to cost you. We'll talk about that, in one of the later segments today. It could cost you, but it's totally voluntary, man. But as an instructor, man, I'm always advocating that people look into some variation of dry fire practice for all of the reasons that you just mentioned. And you did an awesome job of recapping for us the things that we should keep in mind before we get started. The thing that you want to make absolutely sure of, and you did touch upon it, were the precautions before you engage in dry fire practice. You don't want to, obviously do dry fire practice with a loaded gun, right? You want to make sure it's unloaded.
Yeah.
You're in a room with ballistically safe walls. Always dry fire in your dry fire room, man. That is one of those precautions that I learned and that I actually teach from the core curriculum, straight from the owner's manual, man, as an instructor. You want to make sure that you don't normally have any ammunition in your dry fire room. This room has ballistically safe walls, and when you're done, you actually are consciously reminding yourself that you're no longer dry fire practice, and that you're actually going to start putting live rounds in your gun as if you're carrying it. The whole point of this is you want to make sure that you get this dry fire exercise out of your mind when you stop dry fire practice and you leave your dry fire room. You're now back to carrying 24/7, 365 with your gun fully loaded, because you know what? Hooligans, bad guys, and demons might decide to visit you at home, and you know what? We can't have that and not be prepared. So, tell me this.
Yes.
Have you ever heard about the coin trick with dry fire practice?
Yeah, that was, we all had to have a quarter in the military. Okay. We would all balance a quarter on the end of, now we couldn't have a nickel. We couldn't have a dime. It had to be a quarter, because a quarter would hang off enough on either side to where if we weren't doing the trigger pull right, it would mess up. You hang on for me. We're gonna continue on with our trip across the surface of planet Rick. We'll be right back. This is Lock and Load. thrive. Elevate. Elevate is a wearable technology designed to mitigate your active lifestyle. Whether you're a professional athlete looking to enhance performance, a yoga practitioner wishing to gain more flexibility, or a person seeking natural ways to relieve pain, benefits encompass all walks to life and lifestyles. Elevate is not a cure, but the IE-infused clothing will give you that extra percentage needed to help you get moving. For more information or to order, go to elevatebill.com. Elevate, because I am not done yet. Operate.
At STI, we know there's no such thing as a fair fight, and we bring the unfair advantage that is the 2011 platform.
Dominate.
At STI, we know the most important gun you own is the one that you're carrying when you're facing that threat to life and freedom.
Win.
We want you to enter that objective confident that you are carrying the best gun in the gunfight. No compromise, no sacrifice. STIguns.com. Stand ready to face down the darkness with 2011.
Let me ask you something. What are you doing when you put money in a 401k or IRA, or store jumper cables in your vehicle, or purchase health insurance? You're preparing. You're preparing to ensure you have enough money for retirement. You're preparing for when your car battery dies, or to have assistance paying a major unexpected medical bill. That all makes sense. The same goes for building a food storage plan. You're preparing for when emergencies or disasters strike and shelves go empty at your grocery store. The best way to prepare is with My Patriot Supply. They've helped 1 million hardworking Americans become more self-sufficient. My Patriot Supply sells hundreds of items, including dozens of emergency food kits at MyPatriotSupply.com. It could be an earthquake, a cyber attack freezing our banking system, or a disaster that shuts down our power grid for weeks. For all these emergencies and more, get your supplies and prepare today at MyPatriotSupply.com. No more rushing to find empty store shelves because you're too late. Do it now so you're ready. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists, get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Bags under the eyes, crow's feet, fine lines and wrinkles are things adults complain about as they age. Now there's Instantly Ageless. It works in minutes and is great for men and women. Here's a clip from the Rachel Ray Show testing the results of Instantly Ageless.
Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Whitney Bowe.
If you're looking to try to turn back the clock on a budget, in the privacy of your own home, but actually there's some recent technologies emerging, almost like changes the behavior of the skin while it sits on the skin.
She went off to try a product called Instantly Ageless.
Yeah, instantly you could see a difference. Even the cameraman were like, wow, look at the difference.
Yeah.
But I would definitely use this product.
This product, within minutes of applying it, it was actually a very dramatic rejuvenation.
Try Instantly Ageless today at GCNlife.com. That's GCNlife.com. 30-day money-back guarantee and preferred price discount at GCNlife.com. That's GCNlife.com. Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Now, there is Reveal. Beverly Hills celebrity dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman took nearly a decade to develop Reveal from natural botanicals to return to a full-body head of hair. Reveal for men and women with a 30-day money-back guarantee at GCNlife.com or toll-free 844-443-6637. 844-443-6637. Reveal at GCNlife.com.
Welcome back. Coming to you live. This is Lock and Load. We got the weather here. We got the weather happening here, let me tell you. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision. For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Check them out at aeroprecisionusa.com. This is Planet Rick with Rick Ector. We were talking about dry fire exercises and such, and then I had to go to the break, so I had to slow the man down. Where are we going now, sir?
Yeah, the first segment, I just wanted to pretty much give everyone just a general overview of what dry fire practice was and typically what people do when they do dry fire practice. Now, some of the more advanced dry fire techniques, they want you to incorporate more actions to simulate what you might actually have to do if you need to produce your firearm to defend yourself. And one of them is where you're going from the full cycle, from the time that you make the determination that you need to deploy your gun, where you need to clear your actual clothing, that you actually draw the firearm cleanly, and that you, what's the video game word, that you strafe one or two steps to the side to move yourself out of the line of sight, disengage a safety if you have one, and that is really crucial. A lot of people have firearms and they have safeties, but when they go to the gun range, they don't actually practice disengaging that safety on a routine basis. What is the worst thing that could happen with a gun with the safety? That you don't practice taking the safety off at the gun range.
It won't function.
Yeah, you're actually pulling your gun and you forget to take your safety off the gun.
And
then,
the
of course,
safety's working, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The thing is that you haven't deactivated that safety. And you know what? I have never personally, now that you bring it up, I've never personally have been a big fan of safeties anyway. Do you have safeties on your gun?
Well, I mean, on my single actions, I do. I mean, I carried, in the military, any sidearm any firearm, any man-portable firearm has to have a safety, period. That's why when they adopted the SIG P320, they had to make the M17 with a frame-mounted safety, because that is doctrine. It has to have a safety, and that's because they have to take it down. As far as weapons manipulation, they have to take it down to like a 6th grade level.
Right.
So everything in the military becomes a order of operations or an acronym. As far as
and that facilitates remembering everything.
Yeah, you were talking about the quarter drill.
Right.
That when you're talking about dry fire practice, we in the military with the M16 in basic training, we would be in the prone for hours, pulling the trigger and rebalancing that quarter. Well, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter if we were not knocking the quarter off any at all. We would still literally be down there for hours doing it over and over and over and over and over again. So, I mean, the way the military does things, because the military has you doing a lot of things like jumping out of a plane. They actually have a cadence to sing. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door, jump right out, and count to 4. That's actually what you're supposed to do when you jump out of a plane.
But it works, though.
It does.
They have a system, and it works. And that's the great thing about it. So when we're talking about going full cycle with this dry fire practice, when you personally dry fire, I'm talking about you, Bill.
Yeah.
Do you just pull the gun out and just aim it in the safe direction, go through all the normal dry fire precautions and just dry fire, or do you actually go full cycle where you have the gun concealed and then you draw it, and then you're aiming at a target and deactivating the safety and actually taking a step one way or the other and then pulling the trigger? Are you actually going full cycle with it?
I do various stuff. I mean, sometimes I've just got the gun in my hands and I don't have a dry fire room. I don't have a basement or anything like that, so I know what's out front of my house, so I aim at a particular wall. And I'm just running the slide, pulling the trigger. Sometimes I'm just doing that just with my hand sideways, just over and over again, just absent-mindedly just doing it. Then other times I've got it outside the waistband holstered on with a shirt over it, and I'm doing the draw. I've got it set and active. I'm doing the draw. I'm sticking it out there, and I'm just trying to do that. Pull, clear the garment, stick it out there for a shot. Just trying.
That's one of the things that I miss, man, at being a city dweller in the big urban areas, man. None of the ranges will let you do any drawing from the holster whatsoever, and I get it. I truly get why they don't let us do it.
Well,
because they're scared of someone. Oh, what?
Well, I mean, the draw is, they talk about, like, if you're on a plane, your most likely chance to have a accident is going to be on the takeoff or the landing. And the most likely time a person is going to shoot themselves is on the draw or the reholster.
Right.
So.
And those are the two most critical times.
Yep.
The key thing, though, when you're doing dry fire practice, start slow and gradually build up your speed. I would even suggest taking your cell phone and inexpensively recording yourself.
Sure.
You might see some flaws there that might manifest themselves, and you can correct them. Now, there are some systems that are actually available on the retail market that will help you perfect your dry fire. I'm about to coin a word. Dry fire ability. DFA, military acronym. Man, I couldn't resist after that story you shared with me from the military with the acronyms for everything. So, the thing is just start where you are and just slowly and gradually build yourself up to where you want to be. Now, I do a lot of dry fire practice because I can't do it at a gun range. I mean, I could do it at a gun range, but if I did it at our local gun range, I'd get thrown out of there because it's violating the safety rule. And like you said, it's like an airplane. You have problems with takeoff and landing. Well, you're going to have a problem if you're not well-versed in safety and well-versed in drawing, well-versed in reholstering. That's probably when something bad can occur, and especially if you have not taken a look at your wardrobe choices. There have been a couple of high-profile shootings, self-inflicted shots, where people had their drawstrings from their garments actually get trapped into their actual holster, and they've actually had some negligent discharges and hurt themselves.
Let me get you to hold right there. We'll continue on with this. This is Planet Rick with Rick Ector. We'll be right back. This is Lock and Load.
Years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Like a piece of Americana, this is Nighthawk Custom. Completing Browning's vision of the 1911, Nighthawk Custom is not a mass production facility. Each custom touch is machined to an exacting standard, with the heart and soul of each craftsman that takes it through the process. Traditional or tactical, Nighthawk Custom delivers a weapon you can trust with your life. Custom to your specification or ready to ship with the reserve line. For their complete selection, go to nighthawkcustom.com. Nighthawk Custom. One gun, one gunsmith.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
The World Health Organization is working hard to learn more about the coronavirus. A doctor with the group says that they don't have a vaccine to prevent infections or any therapeutics to treat the virus. The global death toll has risen to at least 565, and there are more than 28,000 confirmed cases in mainland China. President Trump is thanking lawmakers who supported him during his impeachment trial in the Senate. Speaking from the White House, the president says he's grateful for Republican Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona.
Biggs, where's Andy? Boy, oh boy, Andy. There's a guy. He's tough. I hear we're doing well in Arizona, huh?
And a final look at your numbers on Wall Street, another record day as the Dow closed up 89 points to finish at 29,380. And you're listening to USA Radio News.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. Again, that's 800-871-3291.
When you have a pain in the neck, a real pain in the neck, back, shoulder, or legs, you now have two convenient choices to get fast relief without taking another pill. Because now, Sunny Bay heating wraps and pillows are available at both Amazon and Walmart. Yes, see Sunny Bay's 4.5 to 5-star customer reviews on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Our made in the USA microwavable heat wraps, heatable neck pillows, and extra large body wraps are designed better for perfect support where and when you need it. Even while driving, Sunny Bay wraps will not burn and stay balanced to provide soothing hot or cold therapy to help treat temporary or chronic pain. And the best part? Sunny Bay quality products start at under $20. Join thousands of happy customers and see why Sunny Bay products have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy. It's easy. Click Amazon or Walmart and search today for Sunny Bay.
And welcome back. Coming to you live, this is Lock and Load. Maybe, I don't know if I do that or not. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision.
For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Check them out at aeroprecisionusa.com. We are talking to Rick Ector here at Planet Rick. We've been talking about dry fire exercises and how we try to make things as realistic as we can, like just say in a room, because training is constant. It's a perishable skill, isn't it?
It really is.
Shooting.
It's so perishable, man, that people like me, your local firearms trainer, we're going to tell you that you need to be perpetually trained. I mean, training should be done on a bare minimum basis. At least, here we go, at least once a month, at least 50 rounds. I mean, and that right there is really sorely lacking, especially when you talk to people who aren't as well off financially as others, and shooting can, if you're doing it right at the correct frequencies, it can be a financial burden, man. Like, you say, hey, go to the gun range every 2 weeks, fire off 200 rounds and maintain your skills. for many people, it's just not practical, man. It's not. How well I shouldn't even ask you how often you practice. With all the evaluations and products that you're checking out and doing reviews on, man. There's no way your skills could evolve because you're constantly shooting and trying new stuff. So that's one of the really things that I like about your show, man, is that you get to play with all the cool gear and tell us all about it. And, it's like fun. Sign me up, man.
One thing I would point out, I have this tendency, and the reason I film everything I do is partially because I'm going to put it on YouTube, right? But the other part of it is I'm really trying to evaluate what I'm doing. And for the longest time, I had tendinitis in my right hand. And I finally gotten rid of that. And I have not yet gotten out there and gone sort of crazy with a handgun, because the tendinitis was so bad that my thumb on my trigger hand would actually come out and stick 90 degrees off. It was not wrapped around my support hand. So I've had to Fisher help me adjust my grip a little bit to where now instead of laying thumbs on top of each other, my firing hand is actually clamping down on my support hand, just so that I'm aware of where that thumb is. But the tendency is, if you're not either watching what you're doing or having somebody watch what you're doing, I think you could actually develop some really bad habits.
Yeah, well, here's some, it's a perfect leeway into some of the things I want to talk about next, man. Talking about making a financial investment in some gear, some actual hardware to help you with your actual training. And, your mileage may vary, and we have some different options here for different price points. Just right off the top, I'm going to mention 3 different firearm handgun training tools and see if you're familiar with it, and then we're going to run through how they're different and how they're similar. Are you familiar with a SIRT search training pistol?
I am. I've never used one. I'm aware of them. I've never used one, but I am aware of them, yes.
How about the Mantis X training pistol?
The Mantis X, they've actually sponsored the show. I have a Mantis around here, laying here somewhere, and you can actually, if you're having a couple of issues just with the way you grip the gun, that'll actually give you, it has like a phone app and everything, and you can actually see the feedback on what you're doing. That's actual real-time stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff. Accelerometer-based, it's good stuff.
I have not actually tried that Mantis X stuff, man, but I was checking out some of their promotional literature on their corporate website, man, and I am thoroughly impressed with it. And it's very affordable. We're talking about $150. And just to let your listeners know, I am not being paid to endorse these folks or any of these training tools that we're talking about. It's strictly from a continuous improvement.
When they send it to you, you can either mount it to like your underrail for like your accessories on your pistol, or if you don't have an underrail, they have an adapter where you can put it on your magazine base.
Oh, right.
So either way, it's going to work.
You do
with a semi-automatic gun. Yeah.
And how about this other training option here? It's called the Laser Light, and light is spelled Lyce. Are you familiar with that?
I don't. Now, is this where you are putting a laser on there, and when you pull the trigger, it leaves a light where you were actually at the point of impact? Is that what that does?
It does incorporate a laser, and but it's like a module, like a physical cylindrical module thingy.
Right.
I'm sure there's a technical term for it.
That's good enough.
Right, thingy is a thing, right? Firearm lingo. Essentially, you drop it in where your barrel would go, man, and it shines through your gun, incorporating a laser, and it projects out, man, and you can actually either mount it on your firearm and they even have some mounts on here for training pistols, man, where they're actually integrated into the vaunted blue guns that we all use in our training classes, man. And it's very affordable. We're talking about something on the order of $105. So if we're looking about incorporating these lasers into our training budget, man, and here's the great thing about it. They have these additional standalone physical targets that you actually shoot at. Right. And it measures and records the hits and the impacts, and then you'll get an actual display of where all of your shots recorded on the target. I mean, this stuff looks. See,
I've never worked with that particular system, but in the 80s we would run short on our training budgets in the military, and they had a laser integrated system for us to go and that basically did the same thing with an M16. And it even had a recoil impulse when you pulled it, but it would show you where you would hit on the pop-up target for your qualification. We would qualify with that when we couldn't afford the bullets.
And you know that is a very good reason why, dry fire practice, not only from developing and maintaining your muscle memory, but cost, man. I mean, cost. I mean, that's the whole thing about, perfecting your trigger pull, perfecting your draw, even incorporating motion. But cost, man, what you're going to pay for ammunition is going to be, for most budgets, it might, cost you some things.
Let me get you hold right there. We will finish this up on the other side. This is Planet Rick with Rick Ector, and this is Lock and Load.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Dehibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on, so it naturally has antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-infection, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. But maybe more importantly, Dehibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea builds corpuscles in the blood, which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer happens to die in oxygen. The tea is great for healthy people and can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. Dehibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea is only $34.95 plus shipping. Order now at shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. That's shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. shopsupertea.com.
Anytime, any place, anywhere, radio remains the most intimate of all forms of media. At home, at work, in the car, on smartphones. Over 90% of consumers still listen to radio every week. That makes choosing radio as a place to advertise your business one of the best decisions you can make. Email advertise@gcnlive.com and partner up with an experienced GCN representative. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, or have private insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM can automatically and easily help you manage your diabetes more effectively. And by using a CGM, you can eliminate the one thing most people with diabetes dislike the most: finger sticks. Now you can automatically manage your diabetes and end the painful finger sticks. Solara Medical Supplies makes it simple for you to have a new CGM. We'll do all the insurance paperwork for you and deliver the newest in diabetic care technology right to your door. Take charge of your diabetes today with the help of a new continuous glucose monitor. Call now to learn more.
800-547-5331. 800-547-5331. 800-547-5331. That's 800-547-5331.
Do you feel like many of us? All the distractions in the world taking our minds and focus off what really needs to get done day to day? Well, Janess has a dietary supplement called Mind to help with mental distraction, and it supports memory function. Go to GCNlife.com now to check it out. You're only at your best when your mind is at its best. Go to GCNlife.com or call toll-free 844-443-6637. That's GCNlife.com or 844-443-6637.
And welcome back. Coming to you live, this is Lock and Load. Portion of the show is brought to you by Aero Precision.
For over 25 years, Aero Precision has paved the way as a leading manufacturer of American-made AR parts. Aero Precision caters to the rifle builder by engineering quality receivers, handguards, and other essential parts. Aero Precision's added enhancements create a smooth build process from start to finish for beginners and seasoned builders. Whether this is your first rifle or your 50th, Aero Precision offers everything you need to make a quality AR at an affordable price.
Check them out, AeroPrecisionUSA.com. We are talking to Rick Ector from Planet Rick, from Rick's Firearms Academy, legally armed in Detroit, all these other things. Getting ready to go to Florida. We've been talking about how you train, how can you train. For a lot of people, Rick, especially in an urban area, it either becomes a matter of logistics, expense, time, and it really comes down to, for the carrier in an urban area, it becomes a matter of creativity, doesn't it, as far as how they can train?
Yeah, it really does. For all the reasons that you just mentioned, training, sometimes suffers. And as a firearms instructor, people are looking to me for guidance in terms of what they should be doing, with their training. And I will tell them, you need to go as often as you can. And, I'll theoretically throw out the question to the class. I say, well, okay, you're taking this basic elementary firearm safety class because you all have a desire to take on a more active role in your protection. You're concerned about everything you're seeing on the nightly newscast. You're going to learn how to safely shoot with me today on the range. You're going to shoot X number of rounds. Okay, you're going to get your certificate from me. You're going to then be able, here's how we do it in Michigan anyway. You're going to be able to get your license to carry here. And, so what's next? Believe it or not, man, despite, the exaltations that I give everybody, man, some people just do not make it out to the range to practice it. I'll say one thing that I love about a lot of my students, and when they complete the course and they get their carry permits, and I don't hear from them for 4 or 5 years later when it's time to renew their license, a lot of them come back to me. And when they come back to me, invariably, I'm going to ask them, I'm going to say, well, when was the last time you practiced? When was the last time you shot? And I'll tell you, man, I'm not going to say it, I'm going to over-exaggerate and say it's depression, but it's disappointing. That's the word I want. It's disappointing that a number of them don't go to the range and practice like they should. And to a person, whether it's male or female, they just let life get in the way, man. Just going to the gun range and practicing, it's one of those things. We here in the urban areas, we can't just go run out, in the expanse, in our backyard and just hang up a target and shoot. I mean, we're really limited by where we can go. And I'm not using that as an excuse. I mean, there are places to go, and then when you go, you got to make sure you plan it during a time of the day when guys like me aren't doing classes and choking up all the lines and you just can't come in and jump into a booth and start shooting because guys like me are bringing students in. Well, there's not that big urge to get there, man. But the whole point is that if you are selected for victimization, you don't want to miss. And if you don't want to miss, you got to practice. And if you haven't been practicing, just setting the stage for something bad to happen, man. I don't want to see that happen.
No. Excuse me. The Black Plague is still holding on. I had an opportunity to meet Clint Smith. Do you know him?
I don't know him personally, but I am aware of him, and I've seen a few of his videos.
See, he's the owner-operator of Thunder Ranch, and he sort of reminds me of you because you've carried the same gun year in and year out, right? M&P.
Man, it is my baby.
Yeah. Now, he's a 1911 kind of guy, and while he does wear his out because he trains a lot of people a lot. He does wear them out, so he has to, get them either rebuilt or replaced. But he still carries the same platform over and over again. And the thing about carrying the same platform over and over again and practicing with it day in and day out and everything, especially with you and he, because you're both trainers and you're demonstrating from time to time, the pure symbiotic nature that develops between you and the platform to where it responds to you almost without you making it respond. For all of the stuff that I test and evaluate and everything else, I think I'm losing something by not just picking out the one that is going to be the one.
And just mastering the one instead of, what they say about being a master of all trades that leads to you being a jack of all trades.
Master of none.
Being a master of none.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's a point to be made there, man. I was talking with one of my students that I actually trained to be a firearms instructor, and she really liked the process that I went through to help her buy her very first defensive handgun when she was a concealed carry student. And I did not come into the whole consultation thing with any preconceived notions. Well, hey, I carry this, and this is what you should carry. I went through the whole process, and we just tried out a bunch of guns, starting with, caliber and the fit in your hand, which one feels comfortable, and just nailed it down to like the top 3. And then we just had a shoot, competition between these guns and see which one she shot best, man. And once you find that gun for you, that is your gun, that is best for you, and you need to shoot that one gun all the time and master it. No one should be able to tell you anything about your gun because it's all you shoot.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I think I keep going back to the 1911 or the single action type gun. Nowadays, with the advent of the double stack and everything going to the 9mm, I'm not really giving up anything in capacity. And the single action trigger for me is the best trigger in the world. The problem I run into is going back and forth between striker fired and single action, because single action has a grip safety and a frame mounted safety. So that's where it comes
let me
down.
ask you, when you carry for personal protection, do you always carry the same gun for personal protection? I mean, I get that you have to, that you're actually evaluating a bunch of guns because people respect your opinion on what you think about their products. But for your own personal protection, do you carry the same gun all the time?
For the longest time when I was carrying Glocks, carrying one Glock means you're carrying them all. So, like, if I had a Glock 26, a Glock 19, 17, 34, they were all 9mm. They all used the same magazines as long as you used the full-size magazine. So it was essentially carrying the same gun. I haven't been doing that lately, although I have been talked back into Glocks by a few people that I respect. But at the same time, those same people, they carry a plethora of guns, too. The difference is they're instructors, so they go out there and they shoot guns just all day, every day, and they've mastered all of the platforms, whereas I'm a radio guy who does has a YouTube channel, and I'm not shooting as much as they do. So that's the biggest difference. But, I mean, I tend to carry the, I'll carry a gun about the size of a Glock 19, the CZ-P10C. The CZ-P10C is like a Bentley Glock, right? So, carrying that does not mean that I'm changing the way
You know what? That sounds like an oxymoron.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But, I mean, it's actually, CZ, the way they build the guns, the lockup is better, the trigger is better, it's more accurate out of the box. It's just, it's a heavier gun. But, I mean, if they'd been around in 1985, everybody'd be going, Glock what? So, it comes down to that. So that's what it all really works out to me. We're about to run out of time, so before we do, tell people how they find Rick Ector.
Man, social media is probably the easiest way, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Over 2,000 videos on YouTube. And, of course, my website is at DetroitCCW.com and legallyarmedindetroit.com.
Thank you for taking the time to join me.
Man, it's always a pleasure. I look forward to next Thursday evening, 7 p.m.
Planet Rick. Thank you, sir. Hour number 3 is inbound. We'll be right back. This is Lock and Load.
Holster.com, the home of DeSantis quality-built American-made products for 45-plus years. Supporting police and government contracts from first responders to responsible citizens. Holster.com is your source for quality American-made leather and Kydex holsters for the armed American. For concealed carry or open carry, Holster.com has what you need. We didn't invent concealment. We perfected it. Go to Holster.com now and buy a DeSantis holster today.
What's in a name? If that name is Ace Firearms, you've just entered a very expensive business. First, a fully appointed gun shop with all the guns, ammo, and accessories you could possibly imagine. But then you enter the manufacturing facility that is home to Red Alligator Concealment, Militia Arms Customs, and so much more. Ace Firearms is beyond a simple gun shop. This is a totally peerless operation. To find out more, go to acefirearms.com. Ace Firearms. This is only the beginning.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-976-1460. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-976-1460. That's 1-800-976-1460. 1-800-976-1460.